So the strangest thing about anxiety, depression, any shitty feelings that you're feeling yourself right now, any pain that you're experiencing is that, because it's subjective, because it's something that you've experienced for a period of time, is that you don't even realize how awful you feel until it's gone. Yeah. And right now, you've definitely normalized the experience you're having, at least by lowering your expectation, by lowering your ambition for how good you can feel. How many people do you know who have got great lives in certain areas, but have massively low expectations for how good they should feel in themselves? Yeah, thinking of stress, anxiety, low mood, feeling tired, tense, feeling shitty in themselves as pretty much a normal everyday experience, having continuous conflict in the relationships as a normal everyday experience. For example, with anxiety, obviously the key thing that I do is help people move away from a state of red alert, hyper anxiety, to a state of calm, peace, joy, relaxation, and comfort, which is realistically two different states of their brain. But the weirdest thing is, as I just said before, people just don't realize how bad it is until they turn it off. So, a huge amount of people that come and see me think, it's kind of okay, how I feel it's not too bad, despite their anxiety being horrifically high, being on the verge of divorce, being on the verge of having insomnia and not be able to run their business anymore, and it being, something that's, ridiculously terrible problem. But very often they see it as something they can cope with, that they can manage, and it isn't that important. But the weirdest thing happens when they turn it off. Yeah, because when they turn it off and feel good again, maybe for the first time in years, months, or even decades, they look back and their mind is blown as to how they lived their life that way for such a long period of time, simply because they got used to it, simply because any experience that we have, our brain, our nervous system will normalize over time. So it doesn't mean that we don't experience pain from it. It simply means that we perceive it in a way that makes it normal, that makes it a normal part of our experience. The same way as if you sat on a chair that was uncomfortable, and you chose to sit there for a period of time, well, you just think it's normal based on that experience, based on that. But if you sit on the chair every single day for months, weeks, or years, eventually you just think all chairs are uncomfortable, and it's just how they are. So it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting, because you've got an experience right now that's happening to you, that's causing you pain, that's causing you conflict, that's causing you frustration, that's causing you tension. And I'm going to suggest that your ambition towards yourself, is probably the biggest limiting factor towards you actually conquering this problem. Because if you've experienced a low state of emotional being, you haven't felt great in yourself for ages, then when I say that you can feel better, you're simply going to reject the idea unconsciously, because you perceive how things are as normal. Your standard has lowered over the years, to the point where you perceive not, feeling okay in yourself, feeling not bad in yourself, is simply an acceptable way for a human being to feel each and every day. When the reality is, if people work on themselves and they professionalize their mental health, people can feel exceptional every day. Everything amazing, everything that's tremendous in your life that you're going to create comes from you feeling that way on the inside. Being a hard worker, doubling down on just pure hard work is limited, isn't it? Why? Because any business person can work hard. So realistically, it's not a key advantage. It's a key advantage in certain low-level businesses, but as soon as someone progresses within their business, it's not really a key advantage anymore. People can work 16 hours a day, and in fact, it has the opposing effect on their business. For example, if you like boxing, I like boxing, and there's a guy called Eddie Hearn who runs Matchroom Boxing Promotion, and he's a guy that loves the hustle, loves working as hard as he possibly can. But, and it's a massive but, what he's finding is that he's working so hard, doing so many things that realistically doesn't have to do. It's wearing him down emotionally, wearing him down physically, making him more stressed, making him more tense. And obviously his key role as a businessman is a decision maker. That is his role, that is his job, that is his life, that is the essence of every benefit that's going to come into his career is from him making decisions. Whereas at the moment, he's spending 80% of his energy running around doing things he doesn't need to do, yet to try and improve 20%. Whereas the reality is that 80% of the growth he's going to get in his business and the improvement and the success is from him making decisions, not running about like a maniac. And because he's running about like a maniac, what's happening is his ability to make good decisions is lowering. Yeah, his brain is less optimized, he's more stressed, and he's becoming lower and lower and lower and lower as an individual. Yeah, so his emotional state is lowering. His brain is lowering its ability to think clearly and to support him in that type of way. So he's going from a person who's running a multi-million-dollar business and he's acting as if he's someone working a minimum wage job. Yeah, in the same stressed, unhappy, unhelpful state that they would be in. Now, clearly from that place, he's going to make fucking awful choices. They're going to unbelievably negative affect his business over time, which is exactly what is happening now. And those choices and changes are building. So, within any person, it's really knowing in yourself, isn't it? That your ambition ultimately has to be in sync on both sides. So if you want to have an amazing life, if you want to have an amazing relationship, if you want to have millions and millions or billions of pounds, then ultimately it has to be balanced on the other side of you feeling phenomenal in yourself. So if this is a race, if this is something where it's comparative to other people and there's a, you can compare it in that type of way. So imagine here's 90% of people, and you want to have more money than 90, 95, 99% of people, then ultimately you have to be a more legendary person than 99% of people in your discipline, in your emotional being, your ability to connect with other humans, in how you feel in yourself. If down here you're stressed and tense and unhappy as the people who are the lowest in society, then it's massively unrealistic to think that you can live at this level for a long period of time. And even if you do get there, the sabotage will be so deep that it will destroy every positive thing that you've created on that level, and it won't be lasting. They always say, don't they, it's a short drop from the top to the bottom, and that is the case in this regard. So think about your standard, think about your ambition in this place, think about what you've normalized in yourself, whether you've normalized your emotional being, your mental health, your inner happiness to a point where you think it's okay and it's not bad and it's all right to have a shitty level in that area. Whether you want to master this area of your life and create a phenomenal level, so that everything flows from there and brings ease, joy, and flow back into your life. When we're down here, our relationships are totally fucked. When we're up here, we're only benefiting every single person around us, and everything is flowing from that place of us feeling great in ourselves in a wonderful way. Awesome, guys. Take care.